The Devil's Sea, also known as the Dragon's Triangle, is located near the Japanese coast in the Pacific Ocean. It is one of 12 biovortices on Earth, defined as areas where the pull of the planet's electromagnetic waves is stronger than anywhere else on Earth. It is also host to unique geographical features like undersea volcanoes and methane hydrates on the seabed. It is said that the conqueror Kublai Khan, the fifth great Khan of the Mongol Empire and grandson to Genghis Khan, had tried to invade Japan in 1274 and 1281. However, on both attempts, he failed after losing his vessels and 40,000 crew members in this triangular area. It has been thought to be all due to typhoons. After Kublai Khan and his army abandoned the plan to invade Japan, the Japanese believed it's God who sent the typhoons to save them from his enemies. Later, just to make the legend a little bit bigger, divers and marine archaeologists have found the remaining Mongol fleets from the region. During the early 1800s, there also were sightings of a mysterious lady sailing a vessel in the Devil's Sea. It is said that the vessel seemed to be resembling a traditional Japanese equipment for burning incense. However, the destination and the identity of this vessel still remain a mystery. In addition to missing planes, submarines, and even islands, the Devil's Sea has gained attention for the extreme large number of vanished ships. Legends say that the waters are notorious for making even the strongest vessels disappear along with its crews. The research ship Kaio Maru No. 5 was sent in search of the missing vessels in 1952. However, the search vessels suffered the same exact fate. The ship was later found, but its 31 crew members remain missing to this day. After this awful incident, the Japanese government declared that this area was dangerous for marine voyaging and transporting goods. Ancient sea creatures, black holes, and time warps are some theories that attempt to explain the strange occurrences. The Alaskan Triangle, an area between Barrow, Anchorage, and Juneau. This is dangerous terrain comprised of vast boreal forests, barren tundra, and icy peaks. People have gone missing from the region in the past 4 decades at a rate of about 4 for every 1,000 individuals. That's 2 times the national average. Hundreds of coordinated search and rescue missions take place every year to find missing residents, hikers, tourists, and airplane passengers, many times with no results at all. In 1950, one of the nation's largest disappearances of military aircraft and personnel occurred in the region. A C-54 Skymaster carrying an 8-man crew and 36 passengers left Anchorage at 1 o'clock on January 26th. The airliner made a routine radio check-in 2 hours later after it flew over a small town in Yukon. That was the last time any communication was received from the flight. A search effort went underway using U.S. and Canadian planes, aided by thousands of volunteers on foot, but nothing was ever found of that C-54. In 1972, U.S. House Majority Leader Hale Boggs was in a private aircraft when it disappeared. The region would be thrust into the national limelight. The plane lost contact during a storm somewhere between Anchorage and Juneau. The search and rescue effort to find the wreckage or survivors was one of the largest in U.S. history. Unfortunately, after 39 days with no traces of passengers or the plane, the investigation came to an end. Now get this one.
This is Dr. Fraser Crane. I'm listening.
In 1986, a Japanese cargo flight made a report to the FAA claiming to encounter some UFOs.
You serious, Clark?
Allegedly, Japan Airlines Flight 628 encountered 3 unidentified aerial phenomena above this expansion. The pilot reportedly thought the craft were military and paid them no mind. Moments later, he realized that the objects were keeping pace and moving erratically around his own jet. Over the next 50 minutes, the strange aircraft shadowed Flight 628's every move while emitting bursts of blinding lights. The statements made by the crew were verified by civilian and military radar, and the FAA report went on to receive national attention. There are also massive swirling vortexes in the Alaskan Triangle. These energy centers are considered to impact human emotions and behavior based on their rotation. A clockwise spinning vortex creates positive effects, while counterclockwise spin promotes negativity and bewilderment. Electronic readings have indeed found higher intensities of magnetic irregularities that may make compasses malfunctions up to 30 degrees off. Volunteers often recount experiencing mysterious symptoms while searching the area, including disorientation and audio hallucinations. Another strange and puzzling case involves Gary Frank Sutherland, a 25-year-old New Yorker who disappeared during a hunting trip in the Alaskan wilderness in the mid-1970s. In 1997, a skull was found along the Porcupine River and identified as Sutherland's. The U.S. Army investigators have concluded that he died from an encounter with a bear. But was it a bear? Yetis, Bigfoot, or aliens may be some of the culprits. Some native Alaskans believe that another monster or creature is responsible for some of these disappearances. A creature known as Kushtaka, a shape-shifting cryptid that stalks Alaskans' wilderness looking for human prey. This is a creature that is comparable to Bigfoot, but the Kushtaka seems to operate in a much more sinister manner. According to lore, the otter-like creature disguises themselves as a trusted relative or friend and appear to those who are lost or are injured. They lead their victims deeper into the wild, ultimately tearing them apart or turning them into another Kushtaka. The Bermuda Triangle is a 500,000 square mile section of ocean between Miami, Puerto Rico, and Bermuda. Referred as the Devil's Triangle, this area has made dozens of ships and aircraft disappear under strange and unexplained circumstances. Conspiracy theories on their disappearance include everything from magnetic forces to aliens to methane bubbles and even the lost city of Atlantis. The number of disappearances is commonly estimated to be about 50 ships and about 20 planes. One of the most famous disappearances was in 1918 when a U.S. naval cargo ship, the USS Cyclops, vanished. The ship had about 300 crew and 10,000 tons of manganese ore aboard. The ship went down without even sending a distress signal. President Woodrow Wilson said, "Only God and the sea know what happened to this great ship." Another famous disappearance includes the doomed Flight 19, a group of 5 torpedo bombers that disappeared over the Bermuda Triangle. Flight 19 took off on early December 1945 on a training mission because World War II had just ended, and the U.S. Navy was teaching their aviators a new trade. Now in charge of them was Lieutenant Charles Taylor, leading the other planes. It must be noted that on 2 other occasions, he had got lost at sea. His compasses were malfunctioning as he flew in the air. One explanation would be that once at sea, he might not have followed the standard lost at sea procedures. Instead of heading back to the west, he kept going east, further out into the Atlantic Ocean. Possibly Taylor and all 5 planes ran out of fuel and bailed out over the sea. A Martin PBM-5 Mariner was assigned to go search for Flight 19. It left Patrick Air Force Base, gave 1 radio contact, and was never heard from again. That was now 6 planes missing. Well, reefs, wild storms, and the Gulf Stream can cause havoc on navigation, and apparently has in this instance.
Bonus!
Your bonus.
My bonus.
And bonus.
We have to also mention our national parks. They're notorious for disappearances, and Yosemite might be where it happens the most. The numbers keep going up. It might be due to popularity or a sign that it's becoming more dangerous. Either way, more than 700 cases have been reported in the park since the first disappearance in 1851. One case involved the famous photographer Ansel Adams, who vanished in the park in 1928 without a trace. There's also a disturbing trend with children going missing in the park. The most well-known case is 14-year-old Stacy Arnaz, who mysteriously disappeared while camping with her family in July 1981. Some attribute these and other disappearances to legends surrounding the land, including ancient Native American curses and supernatural beings such as nightcrawlers, wendigos, and Seatics, as well as Bigfoot, evil spirits, and ghosts of those who died in the park. Whoa! Several disappearances over the years bring mystery and intrigue to these places, whether they can be explained or not. That is strange indeed. We'll keep the videos coming here on Strange History. Hey, check out this video on Napoleon. You can put your hand in your shirt while you watch if you like. We won't tell.